Nerd or Not is brought to you by D12 Games and Poop, the game. Poop, when you have to poop.
ABC cancels Agent Carter.
No, that moves to topics.
Oh, shit! All right,
Yeah, open up your rundown.
Damn it, I'm sorry. See, I'm just like I've got the fever now because you told me about this poop game. I'm just like, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen, and I'm gonna start ambushing people at work about it. Say, you want to play poop?
I think we need to get together for a group poop. Welcome, everybody, to episode 8 of the Nerd or Not podcast. And judging by the rundown, I'm going with the last episode of the Nerd or Not podcast because Bob has entitled this, The Cretins Get Canceled. Bob, is that accurate? Are we canceled, or is this...
We're on the brink.
We're on the brink.
We got to shape it up, otherwise, they're going to pull us.
We're a Fox comedy!
Shh, you'll get Titus mad at you. Shh.
All right, guys, as everyone knows, I am Jay. With me is Corey and Bob. Guys, say hello.
Fuck you!
And
I'm sorry, hello.
And so, holy shit, guys, we totally interviewed Mark McEwen. And the world didn't burn down.
I know.
You expecting it to?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Armageddon? Mark
Totally.
McEwen is one of the four horsemen?
Yeah, I expected us to go on up to the rapture. I thought we were done.
I never would have expected that because he's such a like amiable dude.
Out of curiosity, which of the four horsemen would McEwen be? Death, pestilence, war, or famine?
I think he would. They would have to make a new post for him, which would be Cuddles.
I was gonna say, it's like,
yeah,
he's certainly not Death because he had a stroke and kicked Death in the balls.
Yeah. So they're on like not speaking terms right now.
Yeah, I think Mark would have to be the fifth horseman. Hug.
Yeah.
Hugs.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to kick things off real quick. I want to give an update on the state of D12 Games. Things are moving forward very well. We are in the final stages of paperwork, in the final stages of securing some funding. We have a line on a cart that we're going to be selling out of at the mall come this holiday season.
Yes.
And yeah, no, things are moving forward very well. Website's coming together. And on that website, we're going to be selling a game that we want to talk about today, and it's called Sushi Go.
Yeah.
I hadn't played this for a while, which is kind of stupid because it's incredibly simple and a ton of fun.
And you've owned it forever.
I've owned it for like 2 years.
You're like, I don't know when you bought it, but I remember like coming home because we used to live with each other. Yeah. I remember coming home and noticing it on the shelf and being like, I guess we should play that at some point. And we never did. And I lived with you for like 3 years.
Yeah, so I got it from my wife Meredith a couple years ago for Christmas, and it just we just never played it. And my kiddo was giving me a hard time the other night because he wanted to play a board game, and everything he picked out took like 15 hours to fucking play. I want to play Arkham Horror. No, we're not playing Arkham Horror.
I want to play Fortune and Glory. That's Victor.
That's what my child sounds like to you, huh? All right. Okay. So the idea of the game is everyone gets dealt a hand of cards, and you are trying every time you pick a card and you pass to the person on your left, and you take a card from the cards you were passed and you pass the person on your left, and you're trying to create sets. So it takes no time to play. It's really simple. It's really fun. The strategy is surprisingly complex based on something that's essentially randomized. Because halfway through you realize, oh shit, this guy's got a bunch of dumplings. I need to make sure I'm taking dumplings and sticking his ass with nigiri. And yeah, this is the conversations you have in your head. Go get Sushi Go. You can get it fucking everywhere right now. You can get it online. You can get it at Target. You can go to your local friendly game store and pick it up there. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, I saw it on Amazon, and as soon as I read up on it, I was like, this sounds like an awesome game for me to play with my kids.
It absolutely is. And I don't know what this is, but just looking at the listing on Amazon, there is a listing for Poop the Game. So we're going to be looking into that one soon, too.
I'm going to be looking into that today and then wish listing it just pro gratis.
Hopefully it's easier to play than when Corey and I tried Don't Shit Your Pants.
You mean the freeware?
So now we're going to move on to the news. Corey, you wanted to talk about the news bullet points we have, correct?
I did. I have been saddled with the ignoble task of running down the most recent headlines of notes this week. We're starting with prototypical nerd rage. Did I use that out of context? Prototypical?
Nah.
I say typical nerd rage? Well, whatever. It's nerd or not news. Nerd or not news. Idiot. Sorry, I missed that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. The first item on here was DC having a new logo. Maybe this will help their movies. And I think that the reason we wanted to mention this is because this is the third logo revamp in as much as a decade, I think.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
They went from the classic bullet to this kind of weird, swirly, swooshy thing that looked like it was on a thing of laundry detergent.
Yeah, like a box of Gain. Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then they went to the recent one, which looks like a banana peel. And now that they've got this kind of quasi throwback to the bullet, just minus the stars.
Yeah.
I actually like it. I do think it's really neat. I think it looks really cool. It's kind of treating a head wound with a lollipop. Because the problems are much deeper than, hey, our branding isn't right. That's
yeah.
As long as they don't reboot Catwoman as like schmaltzy fanfic with Batman, I'm fine.
They did that, didn't they?
Oh God! Well, when the New 52 debuted, the splash page at the end of the first issue was Catty and Batty on a rooftop humping like through their uniforms.
Yep.
It was unsettling as shit. And I'm not a big fan of the guy that wrote that book when it started to begin with.
Fuck Judd Winnick.
Yeah, he's not that great, but this is way beneath him. And I'm kind of wondered what the editorial dictum was that prompted that direction.
It was a mistake, and I think that they recognize that, or at least Jeff Johns recognizes it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of segues into something neat here.
Yeah.
With Johns is writing the DC Rebirth one shot that comes out this coming Wednesday, so I'll look for that being talked about in the next episode.
Well, here's another that kind of segs into another news item though. It was Jeff Johns being made, I guess, officially DC's Kevin Feige.
Yeah, he's gonna be the guy in charge of the DC universe.
Yeah, you can't say his last name either, can you?
No, absolutely not. And basically, what he has said, and I have a lot of faith in Jeff Johns because Jeff Johns is he's a good writer. I mean, it's just that simple. He's written some shit. Don't get me wrong, but he's a good writer overall.
When you write as much as he does, yeah,
he's had more hits than misses. I will say
some
that
missteps
much.
will be taken.
But the first thing he said is that he wants to see some hope and optimism brought back into the DC Entertainment properties, and he's really hands on with the Flash TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And just knowing that and how his opinion of that show, I think it's going to be good in the long run. So
elsewhere on the newsreel, Dateline 2016. Speaking of TV, Supergirl moves to CW, where it might be better off.
Where it will totally be better off.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind that everything is going to be better off for Supergirl now. They've already the head of the CW has already said that they're planning on a 4-part crossover between Supergirl, Legends, Arrow, and Flash.
Fucking Legends.
I
hope that show stays.
I am not caught up.
No. I'm not talking about it. Nope.
But Legends is already official for season 2, so it's
excellent.
You're set.
Oh well, yeah. They kind of not without giving too much away at the end. They said as much.
Good.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah. So the biggest problem Supergirl is going to have is whether or not they're able to keep Callista Flockhart, because their budgets are going to be, slashed because they're moving out of LA.
Do they really necessarily need her?
I don't know. I've never seen the show, unfortunately. So,
I haven't seen the show either. I feel kind of bad about that.
Then we're probably the last three that should be talking about this.
Probably. But I will say that if you're going to have a situation where you're going to have a shared universe and you're going to do crossovers with her and Flash, they should be on the same network. It just
absolutely.
Fiscally, it makes more sense.
Kind of like piggybacking off of that, Fox canceled all of their first-year comedies, grandfathered. was like Grinder, Cooper Barrett's Guide to Surviving Life. The only reason I'm like making note of that title is because it rings similarly to Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I thought.
Where it's a little bit less of a title and more of a declaration. I was talking with Bob earlier at work. Like, I was trying to talk about Airplane with somebody who was like younger than 31, and that movie is incredibly difficult to describe verbally to anybody who has never seen that sort of like 80s era of dry comedy. Mm-hmm. But a little bit earlier, I tried describing Parker Lewis Can't Lose to somebody. And here's the funny thing about that, because you see it. You've seen the show, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Bob, have you seen it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I can remember a couple episodes. Because I don't know when that show was on the air.
That was like late 80s, early 90s, I think.
Late 80s,
yeah,
early
I was
90s.
going to say like Married with Children years, kind of.
Yeah, it was one of the Fox openers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
probably.
With Married with Children and 21 Jump Street and all of that glorious shit. That show is startlingly easy to describe to people younger than 30. Which told me that as I was talking about it, man, this shit was way ahead of its time. What the hell? And that's probably why it didn't last a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, sadly. So what was the other stuff that got canceled this year or this season?
From Fox, the only thing I watch on Fox are The Simpsons and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Right.
I'm
so glad it didn't get canceled.
I grandfathered was the Stamos show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grinder was the new Rob Lowe and Fred Savage show.
Oh, okay.
See, right there, you know more than I do.
That was the one that I kind of wrote off as like Parks and Rec, but culture clash and in a legal setting.
Except it wasn't done as a mockumentary like Parks and Rec was.
Okay. Well, was it still like single camera? Like
Oh, I have no idea. I didn't watch any of these. I just
Oh, okay. So here's more stuff that we're responsible for having canceled.
Yeah, pretty much. I have no idea what Cooper Barrett's Guide to Surviving Life is, and Border Town sounds like it should be a Western.
Border Town was an animated show about a family who lived, this as far as I know, because like you guys, I didn't see it, but a family that lived close to the Mexican border.
Hmm.
Is this kind of like throwing salt in the wound that we're talking about all these shows that got canceled and have, I'm guessing, some pretty notable, or not notable, but devout followings, and we didn't watch the shit?
Well, I mean, it goes, you throw them on the top of the pile that Fox has with Titus, Firefly, and Terminator Connor Chronicles.
The Tick.
Tick. There's a long list of one-year only shows that Fox has canceled.
That's true.
So, well, yeah. Well, back in 2000, it was just like, God, heads were fucking rolling left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's Fox. And elsewhere, there's Those Who Can't starts filming season 2. And if you're not familiar with this, all past episodes are on iTunes. This was a show that like Amazon did this thing a little while ago where they had 4 pilots and you voted on the best pilot, and Zombieland was not the best pilot.
Not by long shot.
Yeah. Which makes absolutely no sense because it was the same writers.
Just a different cast.
Did the movie. Yeah, it's a different cast. And I don't like playing that card. Like, oh, this is a Woody Harrelson. I'm not going to get into it. It was just brutally unfunny. None of like the charm and the self-aware shenanigans happening in the movie were present. It was just...
I did like... Sorry to interrupt, but I did like the opening segment where they introduced Tallahassee.
Oh, yeah, and what he used to do for a living? That was pretty cool.
And after that, it was kind of downhill after the logo.
Because it sank into the formula, or at least the structure that a sitcom would follow, I suppose. And I think that a lot of those character-driven jokes that we got used to in the movie were able to work because they were given like a decent enough time to kind of get us used to who we were following. I think they were trying to take something that was written particularly for a movie and then condense it, expecting people that were like watching the show to get caught up or to know what was going on, and that the people who weren't familiar with it were an afterthought, and they were like, well, they'll figure it out eventually. I don't know. It's just that so much of it felt wrong, and so much of it was just not funny. But Those Who Can't, this was one of the outside success stories because it didn't get voted as the best. That was the Alphas, or the Alpha House, right?
Alpha House and Those Who Can't were easily 1 and 2. Everything else was a distant third, and less.
Well, they were both pretty good. But what I'm saying is that like Alpha was number one, and then like you had to be number one in order to get the green light.
What they were doing was just they released, I think it was about 10 pilots actually, and then they let people vote on them. And Alpha House and those who can't were the highest.
Oh, okay. Geez, there was 10 pilots?
I think so. I'm spitballing with the number, but I believe it was 10.
I only remembered seeing like 3, and I know there was a 4th one, but I wasn't interested. I can't remember what it was. And Alpha House was pretty funny. But those who can't, I guess, got number 2. They decided to go around Amazon. Yeah,
True TV, they're changing their format. They used to be Court TV. When they became True TV, they did a lot of reality programming, and then eventually they wanted to lean away from that and do more comedy-based stuff. Those Who Can't became their first scripted comedy show.
Congratulations. So the direction that they were trying to take the network in, more or less, is kind of like what maybe Spike used to be?
Yeah, that'd probably be a good analogy.
Huh. Well, I hope they do a little bit better with it than Spike ended up doing.
I think you mean the new TNN.
Oh, they're back to TNN?
I have no idea what they are anymore.
No, they're still Spike, but it was a mess when they made that initial change.
Yeah, like when you're like lapping up G4 sloppy seconds, things are in rough shape. That's when you got to do a little bit of soul searching and house cleaning. Basically, what ABC did without prompt this last month.
Man, ABC can go fuck themselves. Seriously, like you cancel fucking Agent Carter. It's better than S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
It's a genre show. It stars a fucking amazing woman.
I'm not going to deny you any of that aside from better than S.H.I.E.L.D. because S.H.I.E.L.D. got really good this year.
That was a very odd turnaround because up until like maybe 5 seconds or maybe up until what was it, The Spy's Goodbye, that one, it was pretty pedestrian. It wasn't awful. But so much paint-by-number shit happening in there, and like the dialogue was purely functional. There's none of that like Whedon-esque back and forth at all. And then A Spy's Goodbye happened, and it like became the best network show on the air right now for a little bit, and then it ended.
So I'm not caught up on S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm 3 episodes away from the finale right now. But
you're in for some good viewing then.
It got super interesting, and you know me, I fucking love me some Agent Carter.
I just don't care. Like the problem I have with S.H.I.E.L.D., and this is the problem I've had like every fucking season that show has been on, is it waits until something happens in the films. For like 18 episodes, nothing goes on. It's boring. It's dull. There's shit happening. And then it's a fucking sprint to the finish. And it's 4 great episodes, and I'm like, oh, I'll watch again. And then the season starts, and I'm like, why am I watching this shit again?
I think they kind of tripped over that whole film, that entire franchise linkage that they've got going here, because I don't think I'm spoiling too much. They didn't make a whole lot out of Civil War in this season.
I think it got one comment, and it was like a newsreel comment.
Yeah, it was a throwaway bit of dialogue, and that was it. And we're like, oh my god. Well, like last season, they formed an entire narrative arc around Winter Soldier, or the season before then.
I don't know. It's just the show is so wildly inconsistent for me.
Yeah.
That I can't invest a lot of adoration into it. I'm still gonna watch it because I love Coulson, but
they're showing a lot of promise for the next season too.
But it's not something like I can't tell you a lot of stuff that happened this season on S.H.I.E.L.D. I can tell you what happened on Carter. Because Agent Carter matters, and I love that show.
Exactly.
Well, that's kind of easy because Carter just comes at you week after week after week. They take this stupid break in the middle of the season, and you have to mentally remind yourself what the hell happened previously.
I think there were a couple of new names on the last couple of scripts leading up to the end of the season, and if they maintain that trajectory, fantastic. I really want them, with what they showed at the end of the last episode, I really want them to take that and fucking run with it, because the idea is cool as hell.
Okay.
And it's more like a theme thing. I don't want to get into it too much, but you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Agent Carter getting the can, though. That show did a lot.
Oh, yeah.
That cancellation came out of left field, without a doubt.
It did. To me, it didn't come out of left field because the ratings on that show were awful.
Yeah, sadly.
It did, but I mean, it's the same as S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. gets shitty ratings, too. It's...
I guess less shitty ratings? I don't know. If you had to contrast the two...
Yeah, it's less shitty because it gigantic, tremendous air quotes here, directly ties into the cinematic universe.
Right, okay.
But I don't know, it's just, it didn't get good ratings. I kind of expected it to be canceled. We expected it last year to be canceled because the ratings were so precipitously dropping. But I don't know. With S.H.I.E.L.D., though, I mean, you write the two most interesting characters out to have them go on to their own show, and the show doesn't get fucking picked up.
Oh, that's some bullshit. That's right. That's not only did ABC clean house, but Most Wanted was just totally passed on.
Yeah, Most Wanted was passed on. They canceled fucking Castle. Like, what did Nathan Fillion do?
Well, the story I heard about that is the female lead wanted out, and they decided instead of just keeping Nathan around and just rehooking him up with a different detective or something, they just go ahead.
Okay. So they didn't want to do another season of Scrubs. Is basically what it was. Okay, that makes sense then. I didn't know that.
Although I heard them batting around the idea that they were going to kill off Nathan Fillion and have him regenerate as Alan Tudyk.
They also canceled the Muppets, which, as someone who only watched the first 3 episodes, that's probably on me.
Yeah, and me. I didn't watch any of it either.
I watched some of them. They were pretty good for what the show was.
It was an ambitious idea. I'll say that.
I don't know. There wasn't anything that particularly rubbed me wrong about it. It just seemed, and this is, I don't know. Anybody can feel free to come back at me with this statement because it's a show that has fucking puppets in lead roles. It seemed somehow really samey.
It seemed like it should have been on Disney Channel or something else.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about like the format of the show because it did the whole organic single camera shaky mockumentary style thing that a lot of other shows are doing right now.
Right, and they made fun of that.
Well, they made fun of it, but the shows that do it make fun of it.
Yeah.
Also, and it was like, well, what's separating this from everything else? Well, basically, puppets are what's separating this from everything else. And those of you who have like an appreciation for esoteric like Muppet lore, you'll get more out of it. I don't know. Aside from that, it was a lot of.
It was a bad version of season 1 of Parks and Rec, which was a bad show.
Yeah, I suppose so. I've actually never seen season 1 Parks and Rec, but I'll have to take your word for that.
Unfortunately, this show Muppets was also pretty much the foundation or the anchor, if you will, that was holding up the theme park attraction at Disney Hollywood Studios of the Muppets 3D.
Shit.
Because over the next year, the entire park is going to be it's basically going to be a construction site, and the construction line went right up to the attraction. Yeah. And there were some people thinking that if the show didn't work, they're probably going to blow out the attraction.
That sucks.
Because it wouldn't be able to draw traffic, or at least to the executive's mind, it wouldn't be able to draw traffic.
Well, it was kind of like they were gauging it to see should we keep this or should we use this land for something else. And although Disney hasn't come out and said, yeah, we're going to tear down Muppets 3D, the writing's on the wall.
Oh, that sucks.
That really
because
sucks.
We're losing like enough legacy attractions around town anyway. Like, yeah, go ahead and like put some more bad news on that bullshit Sunday.
Okay, here's some.
Well, Gallivant.
Yeah, fucking Gallivant, man. I love Gallivant. There's a big movement from the entire cast to try and get it picked up somewhere else for a 3rd season.
Serious? Well, I hope they do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, me too.
because as far as I knew, everybody, well, not everybody else, but I know Karen David has been lobbying for a 3rd season.
Yes.
But the lead, Joshua Sassy, he's already
leading. That's the funnest name to say.
Yeah, basically. Don't take that from us, ABC, please. He's already picked up a job doing a principal gig on another show.
Oh,
kinda
really?
Kind of like how Atwell's on what's that one?
Contagion or whatever it's called.
Conviction. Yeah.
There it is. Contagion is something else.
Which, to her credit, hell of an American accent.
Yeah, she
Probably
does.
one
She
of
has
the
really
best
good
American accents I've ever heard on a British actor. But yeah, God damn it, Gallivant. Why make a show that good?
Just to take it away from us.
It's not like it's expensive.
Uh-huh.
I know. You need an island with some empty places to put up some shitty huts.
Exactly. And the show, they lampshaded the crap out of the fact that it was shot on a shoestring budget.
Yes.
That was a plot point for those fucking people, and we didn't care.
We were thankful.
Was it Weird Al pushing the budget line too far?
Perhaps. Maybe Nick Frost showing up sent them over the red line. I don't know. They didn't bring him back for a return appearance, and they made quite a bit of a fuss about that in context.
Yes.
But I think the unfortunate thing about Gallivant and Agent Carter were that they were aiming for the wrong media, as far as I'm concerned, because Agent Carter by itself, like from the ground up, was going to be challenging. It's a period piece.
Sure.
You can link it to Marvel lore and well-known licenses, blah 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 blah, and have appearances from some of the movies. Those slim appearances are not enough to build an entire TV show off of to begin with. That's risk point number 1. Number 2 was making it a period piece. Number 3, the special effects budget, because there are a lot of scenes in that show that I think they could have probably gotten away with a couple of a couple of flash cuts here and there, some practical stage effects. I think that like doing it in LA with the scope of the project itself was enough of a drain on the budget, the studio budget, in order to make it a risk. And that's probably why it always had the guillotine hanging over it for the last 2 seasons.
Yep.
Gallivant's one of those shows that you walk into like a pitch meeting with that you would expect to get shot down immediately.
Yeah, even if we don't get a season 3, the simple fact that Tad Cooper is part of my life now, and I will always super believe in Tad Cooper. That makes me happy. So
there is a dragon in all of us, Jay.
Yep, that's right.
I understand. So I don't know, Agent Carter. It would have been pretty cool to like somehow tie that to Civil War, but well, I guess they didn't really know what was happening with those 2 different properties by the time Agent Carter was off the air. So
actually,
opportunity lost.
Well, we've all seen Civil War, right?
Yes.
I hope so.
Okay, well, let's talk about it.
Okay, yes.
Well, you just mentioned connection with Agent Carter and Civil War. Did Marvel somehow foresee that the show was going to get canceled, and they built in the funeral scene?
Yeah. And I guess we should say, hey, spoilers, Peggy Carter's dead, or Peggy Carter is dead. But she was like 90 by the time Civil War happened.
Jesus Christ, she was in her 20s in World War II, and it's 2016.
Yeah.
You know, she had a good run.
Yeah,
you know,
I know. That was like me a couple of days ago when I was like, oh my God, Alan Young died. And everyone else was like, yeah, he's 96. Of course he's going to...
Quit holding on to the past.
Yeah. Man, don't take this from me. It's fucking Scrooge McDuck. Fuck you. But,
No, I know how you felt when I found out George Carlin died. I was crushed.
Yeah. But then again, even though he was 70, you kind of saw it coming because he had like, I don't know, 12 heart attacks. And
he did all the drugs for a very long time.
Yeah. Well, it was more alcohol than it was drugs. That
That's
dude
true.
drank heavy. He was like, there was rumors around that he grew gills by the time he was 60, just because he was always submerged. He was the sub-inebriator. Anyway, Civil War. What's up?
I don't know. I mean, I have a difference of opinion on Civil War than you two guys do. So.
Yes.
That's a fair assessment. I mean, movies are kind of like music and art. Everybody sees it differently and appreciates it in different forms.
Sure.
Well, yeah, it's populist fiction media. Subjectivities.
I should say this. I really liked Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love it. There's a lot of stuff I didn't like in it, and a lot of stuff that I think that they tried to wedge way too much shit into 2.5 hours.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man was great.
I think they worked him in just right.
Yeah, he was
perfect.
You could tell exactly where the movie was built around him, though.
Oh yeah, and you could tell that was a oh shit, they signed the deal, get it fucking filmed now.
Yeah. Which I guess fortunately equaled like two of the best moments in the movie, which was the guy that they picked to cast Spider-Man, which good job, guys.
Yeah, seriously.
Good fucking job.
Seriously, fucking amazing.
Him holding his own against Robert Downey Jr. in what is basically like a single room set with nothing but dialogue. Fucking hell.
Yep.
Whoever wrote that needs if they ever do a Howard the Duck show, must be the head scripter on that shit. I'm fucking telling you. But yeah, there was that, and then there was, you realize that thing's physically impossible, right?
Oh yeah, the physics breaking shield. Yeah, that little exchange he had with Captain America, I think that's where it finally, because I liked the exchange with Tony Stark, but when he had the
whole Brooklyn Queens thing.
Yeah,
well, even before that, when they're going hand to hand against each other, and
Mm-hmm.
he's basically fanboying over Captain America, but he's still putting up a decent fight.
Yeah. There was a lot of remarkable moments in that movie, but I was fucking interrupting. Yeah, Jay, sorry.
I mean, I really liked it. I thought it was wonderful. I think there was a lot of shit it did really well. I think there was a lot of shit it missed on. Because I think like I said, I think it tried to tell 15 stories when it probably should have told 3.
Yeah, a lot of people call it Avengers 3.
Oh, it's totally
2.5.
Avengers 3.
Yeah.
But it was significantly better than Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Like I still to this day I have no desire to see Age of Ultron again.
I do, just for the scene at the end where Ultron's like, "Oh, for God's sakes," and James Spader being as entertaining as he always is. But that's like one of.
Why does your James Spader sound like the lead singer of the B-52s?
Look out, it's Ultron! Rock lobster!
So in my mind's ear, apparently James Spader just sounds like ultra catty. Which might make a pretty good Marvel short film between 2 and Avengers 3. I don't know. Like Ultron is found and he gets rebooted, but Fred Schneider does his voice for a little bit and he goes back to James Spader. Sorry, James Spader made the movie for me, but that was the only thing that made that movie for me. Was him as Ultron.
I don't know. I enjoyed him as Ultron, but I just that was
there was not a whole lot else to it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But the only things I remember from that are James Spader's Ultron, because how can you forget it?
Yeah.
And Quicksilver getting killed. and I was just like, oh, you just killed my fucking second favorite Avenger. All right, great, thanks. It's
they killed the lesser version. It's all right.
Who's your first, Jay?
Hawkeye, which is one of the things I really loved about Civil War. Is they actually finally gave him a voice.
Yeah.
Instead of him just being set dressing, they actually wrote him as a Matt Fraction Hawkeye.
Yeah, which is odd because he's still technically the ultimate Hawkeye in that universe.
Yep.
Yeah. But they showed him fucking up, which you're right, Hawkeye, you got to show some fucking up.
Yeah.
Those 2 writers are really good at that. Like I dug the Hawkeye from the comics, but he was kind of like two-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
The whole ladies' man swashbuckler and shit. Great. One comic book character or one character from the Avengers that I was never into, like even parenthetically, was Black Widow. And every time those guys write Black Widow,
she's magic. She's perfect.
She can't not be there. The movie wouldn't exist without her. And there are so many people that hated her representation in Winter Soldier. And I'm sitting here like, man, you remember when she was introduced in Iron Man 2? She didn't talk.
Nope.
She literally fucking didn't talk.
She didn't talk. She pushed her boobs up and went out and did a fucking spinning head scissor. That was it.
Yeah. And the point, and what they hold against her in the Winter Soldier is like, well, why was she being a girlfriend to Cap? It's like she's being a friend to Cap.
Yeah, she's being a girl who's his friend. It's
she's trying to set him up on dates. You know what we call that? If she had a penis, a wingman. Okay.
Yeah, it would be a bro.
You get the profiles all fucked up here. No, those guys know how to write characters who would otherwise be background dressing.
Except for the Vision, because fuck Vision. Vision is awful.
You know what? I got a couple questions for you guys. First one, were either of you creeped out looking at Vision in plainly dressed clothing? Because he looked really creepy.
I actually liked Vision dressed as what he thinks a 1950s house dad should dress like.
That's true.
That kind of made me laugh.
The funny thing is you could see his uniform underneath the sweater.
Oh, sure, sure. I thought it was funny because I looked at that. I was like, oh, Ultron grabbed the 1957 Encyclopedia Britannica to study humanity. And or Vision did.
Scanned it, downloaded it.
This works. He's like, oh, this will work. Let me read this. Oh, a father smokes pipes and beats his wife. This is how I shall dress. Yeah, it's like
it's Vision. Just delete the catalog of Bing Crosby movies from your mainframe.
I'm loving that we're all hating on Vision because we all know what's coming. When Infinity War comes around, Thanos is going to punch him in the head and pull that gem out of his forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just by punching him? Seems a bit base for Thanos, doesn't it?
No. Until he gets the Infinity Gem, Thanos is a brawler.
And, oh yeah, that's right.
And then when he gets that, then he goes Mr. fucking power cosmic and shit. So
snaps his fingers and then you become dust.
Yeah.
Right, basically galactic Jim Jones. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate on Vision because Vision's boring. Vision sucks. You know, it's like
I know that's like one of the things that the movie's been pretty decent about with adapting the comics to the moving medium is that it turned characters that I didn't give a fuck about in comics, Iron Man, Black Panther, Black Widow. I kind of like Hawkeye, but still, he was very plain.
Thor.
I could give two fucks about another like blonde Aryan standard. Fucking punching the ground when he jumps from a high building, doing some justice that honestly he should have no interest in, right? He's a god.
None whatsoever.
Why would he fucking give a fuck about bank robberies?
Oh look, that one is stealing the Midgardian money again.
And these robberies aren't even occurring in Norway. They're all on our soil.
Yeah, they're in New York City.
Dollars, I don't know what those are, but I'm pretty sure that those fellows absconding with them is a bad thing. So I'm gonna, blows on them, kills them, and the dollars are saved.
Yay, Thor!
Thank you, omnipotent deific person, even though this was not in your jurisdiction, really, at all.
Would you guys agree that the Captain America trilogy has been better than the Iron Man trilogy?
Yes, because Iron Man 2 exists.
Yeah, Iron Man 2, as much as there's some good stuff in there, I mean, Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 3 are fucking stellar.
Yeah.
But 2 is like bottom feeding.
Yeah, 2 brings the curve for Iron Man down a little bit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Captain America from 1 to 2 to 3 has maintained like pretty consistent quality like all around.
Yeah,
shit,
I mean...
The shit just... Well, I guess Jay's going to differ from me on this, but the shit gets better, you know?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, Winter Soldier is in my top 5 fucking films. Not comic book movies, just films. I can put Winter Soldier on whenever. It's a spy movie. It's a hard spy movie. It's not like a light spy movie. It is heavy spy action. And it's good. I'll be able to put on Civil War pretty frequently because there's enough stuff in there that's going to catch my eye. And fucking First Avengers spectacular.
Well, the other thing about Civil War is that they still maintain that very organic kind of not retro, but the feel that was kind of emulated in Winter Soldier, basing most of the shooting techniques off of spy movies, keeping it very organic and very handheld. Yeah. Well,
the thing for me with Civil War that I like is that Civil War feels like it moves the story forward.
Yes.
The problem I have with Iron Man 2, and aside from the fact that it's just not very good, is the fact that other than introducing War Machine, what does it do?
Well, Black Widow, but then again,
okay, Black Widow and War Machine. Other than Black Widow and War Machine, it does nothing.
Yeah, she was ornamentally there, and War Machine, I guess, was introduced because they wanted to remind people that Terrence Howard is no longer involved with the Iron Man movie.
Exactly.
I did enjoy the Justin Hammer character.
Yeah, but you know what?
What are they going to do with him now? Nothing.
He's in jail,
which is a shame because Sam Rockwell is like a Hollywood fucking treasure.
Yeah.
And I figured they could at least find something else for him to do within the Captain America movies because the military-industrial complex has a very strong presence in those films. You could try to fit in some sort of black market arms deals and shit, but no, nothing.
Yeah. So Captain America is definitely ahead of the Iron Man trilogy, and I honestly, it's going to probably be ahead of the Avengers trilogy once Infinity War's done.
I'm going to stand on the sidelines for that one.
Just remember, Whedon's not writing the Avengers movies anymore.
Well, I know, but I mean, even look, Avengers 1 is fun. It's not a great movie. It's a big stupid movie at the end of the day. It's get these guys together, have them punch space worms. Done.
Yeah, but it was big stupid plus. That's what you want to. That's what you want to base a standout blockbuster on.
Sure.
In a sea of blockbusters.
Sure.
That movie was done well, and I think that was when Whedon was still like I'm pretty sure that he became like totally disenfranchised with the comic book culture when he was writing 2.
Yeah.
Like he just didn't want to fucking be there anymore.
That's just it though, because you look at the Avengers trilogy, you're gonna have Avengers. You're going to have Infinity War, which is the Russos, so you know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
You're still going to have Age of Ultron smack in the middle. It's the Iron Man trilogy again.
That's true. That's true. But think about like all the stuff that they are trying to, or at least they're implying being involved with the last 2 Avengers movies. And it's going to be 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They're going to have every franchise that they've had out there so far, supposedly in that movie, just based upon spectacle alone.
Mm-hmm.
Provided they can pull it off, it's going to be...
It's either going to be transcendent or it's going to be a hot fucking mess. There's not going to be any in between on it.
That's true. It is precariously balanced upon the the cliff's edge of complete disappointment. So
here's something to consider. When they do Infinity War, the first part alone, they'll have up to 68 characters that they could put into this story.
That's too many characters. I'll say it right now. That's too many characters. It's too much. Yeah. You need your core group of Avengers. Because you got Tony that's going to call on Cap when he needs help to go fight Prune Face, and you need to have
Tracy is nowhere in this movie, Jay. That's a different.
And then you'll have the Guardians there, and that's about all you can really have, because right there you're looking at almost 20 heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on what the next Guardians movie shows us.
Well, in the next Guardians movie, we already know they're introducing Mantis. We already know Cosmo is going to be brought on board.
Yep.
So the Guardians...
Emancipation for Cosmo!
Yeah, the Guardians there are already up to 7 or 8 members.
Yeah.
And that's if they don't include Adam Warlock,
Jack Flag,
the Collector again.
Dude, Jack Flag better be in like the 3rd one at least.
So it's going to rapidly get out of hand.
Well, like I said, they have up to 68 characters they could work with.
No, I'm saying, and I understand that. The 20 that we're talking about right now between the Avengers and the Guardians, that's already too much.
Yeah.
You can't do any... What are you going to just have, like, Rocket standing in the background? You can't do that with Rocket Raccoon.
Well, if they do the same thing they did in the comic, where Thanos killed half the universe, cut it in half, that's 30 characters right there.
Sure. And I mean, they're also talking about introducing Captain Marvel and whoever the fuck else they want to bring in, because they got. I mean,
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange is going to be there. You've got the Defenders if you want to bring them in, although they don't make sense.
What about the Marvel Noireverse?
I see. That's what I was just saying. The Defenders. I mean, you could bring them in, but do they make sense?
No.
Like, do you really want to fucking throw?
Maybe Iron Fist, depending on how they develop him, but no.
Well, they're going to try to establish Thanos as like a global threat.
Sure.
And so they're going to bring him in, like, I don't know, at least peripherally.
You can show them handling shit on Earth, but you're not going to bring fucking Matt Murdock into space to fight Thanos. It's like, hey, blind boy, go punch him in the face. No!
I got it, you guys stand back. I have a mean kick.
It would be funny, he just snaps his finger and automatically he has vision and he can't. Yeah. He's not used to actually using his eyes.
He can't deal with like the sensory overload. Yeah. Well, that'd be funny if like he keeps all of his mojo, but he's out in space, so he can't hear anything really. So he's just like, well, okay, I guess this is what being actually handicapped feels like. I better, just for self-preservation's sake, kind of leave this with Jessica Jones and whoever the fuck else is down there.
So that's our thoughts on Civil War. I don't know. If it was
Civil War. We're good at getting worked up about movies.
Yes, we are.
Speaking of
which,
oh boy,
let's talk Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the new Ghostbusters trailer dropped. I'm gonna utter like my only thoughts about this. I'm still gonna see it. I tell you what, man.
Did it feel like Damage Control to you?
The second trailer?
Yeah.
No. if anything, it seemed like a little bit of it was like aimed at its critics. If anything. But that could be reading too much into it. I don't know. It just seemed to be a little bit too on the nose. I'm still going to go see it. Holy shit, am I getting sick of the discourse surrounding this thing, though. Because there are... I'll just leave the rant in you guys' laps, because that would jeopardize a huge chunk of the podcast, I think. So
yeah, we're trying to keep it under 2 hours.
Yeah. Go to town.
All right.
Knock it out.
Jay.
So I thought the trailer was fine, but it didn't make me want to see the movie any more than I already did. Like, it's formulaic. It was a summer trailer, and it was a Melissa McCarthy trailer. You know, she got a one-liner, a wacky one-liner in there, and it was just typical shitty Hollywood marketing. I mean, I'm still going to see it. I think the trailers are doing the film a disservice. But I don't know. I'm not digging the trailers so far. So
yeah, the trailer has not won me over. Even though it was an improvement from the first one, but the first one, something about it just really, really turned me off.
Well, the first trailer. So the first trailer is I give it the Michael what's his name, Michael Bay first Transformers film. When you walk out of that movie, you're like, holy shit, that was a Transformers film. That was big. That was bad. That was really dumb. Holy shit.
Had the gadgets, had the ghosts.
Yeah. It had all the stuff, and it's like, oh, this is great. And then you start thinking about it, and you're like,
what did this not have? Oh, the personality of the first movie.
Yeah, this didn't have anything I want to see. Visually, it looks beautiful. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, do we know anything about any of these characters yet? Do we give a shit about them? I mean...
I'm still confused as if this is the same universe as the original Ghostbusters.
Exactly. Like...
Apparently, the people that saw it aren't the only ones who were displeased with the mention of the first movie in the first trailer. Because McCarthy herself was, in an interview, had stated that she had no idea why they mentioned the 30 years before. Because it's not the same universe. I read that interview and I was like, oh shit, this is a remake. Somebody said that they could remake this fucking movie. Okay, let's see how that works out.
Okay, now after all this negativity we've just been discussing, let's go ahead and take a nice, calming, deep breath. Let's celebrate the life of Darwyn Cooke, who passed away recently.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Legend.
Way too fucking early.
Yeah, definitely.
Jay, what was one of your favorite pieces of work that he did?
I have two, actually, and I'll say these quick. My first, I think a lot, and same as with a lot of people, would be Justice League: The New Frontier, which was his telling of the organization of the Justice League back in the 1960s. It was a period piece. It was gorgeous. And the other one would be his take on Catwoman, whether it would be Selina's big score or his work on just the core Catwoman title.
Fucking A.
Both of those are just fucking life-changing comics. So
yeah, and considering that Selina's big score happened after him working with Brubaker. Mm-hmm. Brubaker wrote most of the Catwoman stuff that he worked on.
Yep. And
big score aces the living shit. Nothing against Brubaker. He's one of my favorite crime authors, not just crime comics authors working today. Smashed the living shit out of it. Mm-hmm. It was fantastic. It was classic, but it wasn't like trapped by antiquated sensibilities, you know?
Yep.
I'm going to do two also because Jay did, and I'm an original. I'm going to do two actually because one was a book and one was like a piece of just visual design that I really love. And the last thing was really recent, so I'll go ahead with that first. I guess he did like a series of covers for DC Comics like last month or the month before.
I think 2 months ago, yeah.
2 months ago?
Wow.
Now I got to fucking find them all and bring them into my wallpaper folder. The Starfire comic that he did though.
God, that thing is fucking gorgeous. So beautiful.
Yeah. There is a I kind of separated him. There's another artist that I really like working right now, named Ryan Hughes, who doesn't do a whole lot of interiors nowadays, but his comic art comes very much from a graphic design school of thought like Darwyn's did. The thing is that Hughes tends to be a little bit more modern. Mm-hmm. A lot of his Doctor Who covers have a sort of like the neon 80s aesthetic go into it, where there's a lot of gradients and much pastel, you know? And I kind of looked to Darwyn Cooke to be doing stuff like, sorry, this just in.
Sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. Thank you so much, Jay. He just sent me the link to all the covers, which apparently, I don't know, maybe we can put the link up in the description or something,
sure.
Wherever we put this.
Yeah, I'm seeing the one with, is that Supergirl on a horse?
Yeah, Supergirl on a fucking horse with all the super pets. Oh my god, this guy's too good. Sorry. Anyway, so he did this cover of Starfire. Most of the time he does like sort of googie looking stuff from the 50s, 60s, some 70s. Starfire was like straight up if the 80s wasn't such like a greed-driven, egomaniacal, almost psychotically self-absorbed decade, I can imagine. Yeah, that's right. This like takes everything that was really cool about that place and time and condenses it into a single image.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it was Starfire that brought it all together, which is, you know, it's too perfect. It's way too fucking perfect. And that's the guy we're talking about as an artist. Just, he had something in mind, and like, imagine his brain was a laser printer. It just came out on the page as intended. And to that end, my favorite work of his was probably the Parker stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Parker novels are a very difficult bit of fiction to ingest because the Donald E. Westlake was the creator of the character and that franchise. He typically was known for comic novels. Like the Dortmunder stuff's great. He was also a grandmaster of crime fiction. So he kind of made that his bread and butter. Parker, however, was very dark, and had to be a very had to carry like a very brutal sort of a vibe through just the printed word by itself. So even his novels, they were a completely new thing. And Darwyn was like, I'm going to adapt this shit to comic books. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to fucking set every single synapse that you possess in your body on fire in doing so. And he did. So those are my favorite too.
My favorite would probably be the intro for Batman Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
That one, the style of that, Corey, I think you said it best, that a lot of video games ended up copying later on.
Yeah, because it did the whole the retrofuturistic I don't know, adherence, appreciation. It emulated a lot of like media that at the time was standard. You know, videotape crashes and signal glitches and such were incorporated. And they even brought in some like mixed media with 3D, a couple of 3D animations that were, you know, they were like momentary, mm-hmm. maybe 5 frames, if that. But it was very ahead of its time.
It was beautiful though.
For a dude who like up till that point only wanted to get into animation via Warner Brothers, you know, because I was obsessed with animation at the time. I did flip books and shit. Seeing that and seeing how animation could play with other mediums, other unintentional mediums, was completely, it was like a total revelation. And it was weird because I didn't like the show at all. Like, I know Batman Beyond's got a huge cult following.
I was about to say, now, can you imagine if the show was good? Like,
yeah, oh, really? I thought you liked the show.
There's parts I liked, but the show was...
As a whole.
Yeah, as a whole, that's a very depressing show to watch.
Yeah, well, it's in a dystopian future. Yeah,
exactly. It's
I didn't like the show because a lot of it seemed at the time that it was being made, it seemed to be just aping a lot of aesthetic trends that I didn't think were. You know, you remember me at the time. I hated teenagers. Like, I hated everybody that I hung out with except for, like, you.
You still hate teenagers.
I still hate teenagers. Except now it's not as interesting because I'm old and crotchety. But back then it was like, yeah, this dude's fighting the power, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Anti-corporatist and shit. At least that's how I viewed myself. I was probably just a whiny little wiener. But the rest of the show was that sort of, like, just... it was that sort of shallow darkness, you know?
Yeah.
It was created to just like lead up to a fight scene. And to me, anyway. And it played with the mythology enough that I guess it was like designed to get people that were already invested in TAS on board. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, so much of it rung hollow to me. But a lot of people saw value in it. And whenever I hear people talk about it the way they do, it's like, I could totally see how it could have entranced a whole nother generation. Maybe the generation behind ours. Maybe they would have seen more in it than we did, you know?
Yeah, I'm going through some of these images that Jay shared with us,
mm-hmm.
and they're stunningly beautiful. They're like a perfect combination of both like a futuristic look, but still have a retro look to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what a lot of people say about them. And at some point, by the way, before this guy dies, look up Ryan Hughes. He spells it R-I-A-N and Hughes. If at all possible, look up his Doctor Who covers also, if you could. But yeah, Darwyn Cooke, 1962, 2016. Taken way too soon, if only for me looking forward to the next thing he was going to do. And it's never going to get done now.
Yeah, selfishly. I mean, this is.
Yeah.
I never met the man. This is completely
geez.
selfish, and yeah, I wish I could consume more of his product. And
Yeah. Or
luckily,
see more into that.
there's always libraries, there's always digital comics, there's always back issues. So
That fucking sucks. I had no idea he lived in Tampa. That's why he was doing MegaCons. And I had like 3 opportunities to go see him, and I never did. Because, hey, these guys are going to be around forever, aren't they?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Anyway. All right, well, let's move on to something a little happier. And we're gonna
Pugs with boners.
Pugs, where did you come from? How did we make you? All right, so we're gonna go real quick. What you doing, Bob?
What am I doing? I just uploaded a unboxing, our first unboxing of May 2016's Loot Crate.
Yay!
Yay, unboxings!
Yeah, I had a subscription to 3 different companies last year, and then after the move, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go a full 12 months with somebody. I almost went with Arcade Block. When Loot Crate started doing their t-shirts in every single box, and they stayed the same price, I figured this is the better buy now. It was, in my opinion, Arcade Block, but now Loot Crate is obviously the best buy for your buck.
Yeah, I do one for a website I love called Dinosaur Dracula. I get his box of random shit every month.
Yeah.
And that is less because I love the stuff and more because I want to support the site. Although the stuff is great too.
It's fucking, yeah, they're fucking fascinating. It's almost like if you were like way into archaeology.
Yeah.
And, except, it's just really old detritus, nothing of real importance, but
it's always like random, like, hey, here's a cereal toy from the 1980s, or
there's always that air of rediscovery about getting those.
Enjoy this transforming box of fries from McDonald's in 1988. Oh, and here's a bag of potato chips too.
Oh my god! I almost bought that box with the McDonald's Transformers in it too.
So good.
I know. I wanted to get my transforming Big Breakfast back.
Dude, that thing was the best.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I got all these robotic foods.
But yeah, Bob put that up, and it's really good. And I'm gonna start doing those for the ones I get too, because I get the Smuggler's Bounty and Legion of Collectors from Funko. And I get a geocaching crate called Cache Crate, interestingly enough. So
really,
damn, that's pretty neat. Like as soon as you mentioned the Dinosaur Dracula stuff, I thought about the geocaching shit that you do.
Yep.
And I was like, has somebody ever thought about doing just that? It's like, okay, everyone's got a crate now.
Yeah, they do.
Everyone has a bundle box.
And then there's that tiki one you sent me.
I want to do the tiki one.
I can't.
I really want to do that, but I'm afraid to start it.
I want to do the tiki one, but I also really want to do the Lego one, and I can't make up my fucking mind because I don't want to become one of those. The threat of the pop vinyls is bad enough.
Sure.
And I could see myself like being like, okay, maybe I'll do Arcade Block now because I'm not paying off my car and 5 other crate boxes at the same time. Sure, why not? Why hold on to that money?
I love that. You found out about the Lego crate and the Tiki crate within like a day of your tweet.
My tweet, yeah. And then the Lego and the Tiki shit happened, and it's like, danger, Will Robinson.
I would suggest flip a coin literally and do one of them. Or do 6 months of one and 6 months of the other.
I would say I would do the Lego ones first because I think a lot of those would be like exclusives.
Is it from Lego?
I don't know how they're curated.
I would take a look at that because when I was reading it, that stunk of we're gonna get the Lego people and we're gonna ship you Mega Blocks. So,
ooh,
yeah,
Mega Blocks.
Yep.
Mega Blocks.
Yeah, so be careful of that shit.
Mega Blocks, which is just off-brand Legos. It's okay.
All right, so Corey, what are you doing?
I started playing a game called Hand of Fate.
Finally.
Hand of Fate's not real, or not new. What the hell? It's very real. And so is the addiction associated with it. Hand of Fate 2 was announced a couple of weeks ago, so I was like, oh, Hand of Fate. I was interested in playing that. Did you ever play it? This is my internal monologue, by the way. No, I've never played it. Do you have it? You open up Steam. Look at that! I bought it at some point. How about that? I'm guessing I might have gotten it during, I don't know, December at some point. One of the many Decembers we've had since installing the Steam client. So I started playing it the other night, and I think the reason I put it off for the longest time is because it was described as a roguelike or a roguelite or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we've got enough of those.
Oh yeah. Spread
between us, we've got probably too many. And a lot of the ones that we're obsessed with, like Spelunky's like a mutual, like a shared punishment. I was big into Risk of Rain, Binding of Isaac, Dungeons of Dreadmore, which is like the most roguelike of the roguelites.
Enter the Gungeon.
Well, yeah, there's Enter the Gungeon now.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. It's the Gungeon. I don't know what the words are. But
No, keep going. You're doing great.
It's the Gungeon. Anyway.
So what I'm doing is I just got a new iPad for work. And it is a giant iOS device.
For better or worse?
For all the good and bad that entails. It does what it does incredibly well, and it does what it does not incredibly poorly.
Oh shit!
I mean I love it. It's a great machine. But I'm so happy I did not get an iPhone when I had to re-up my contract recently.
Yeah. But there's like ups and downs for open and closed systems, of course. I'm guessing that the iPad runs smooth like butter.
Oh god, it's a dream.
Yeah, but
my keyboard always shows up.
Yeah, but in contrast, how many apps are you missing?
All of them.
All
of them.
I thought people still developed on iOS as like
They do. I'm kidding. It's just most of the apps that I use in my Android are not over there, or if they are, they're not optimized.
Okay.
So it's stuff that's kind of struggling, but. On a more fun side of things, I recently traded in my PS4 for the limited edition Uncharted PS4 because I'm a corporate whore.
Uncharted. Hey, you know what? I'll spread my consumer cheeks for anything Uncharted. I don't care. Like that's the only game that has me looking at a PS4. If anything.
The system, the LE system is gorgeous. It's this kind of this grayish blue, and it's got a print of Drake on top of it in a darker kind of a midnight blue. It's fucking beautiful.
Moody.
And in hopes of getting to play Uncharted 4 this year, I'm playing through the Nathan Drake collection and getting through 1, 2, and 3, and I'm towards the end of 2.
Yeah.
And as is almost always the case in the Uncharted games, I am stuck in the combat and can't figure out how the fuck to get through it, which means I'm missing something very simple.
Here, just to illustrate what Jay's talking about, this is how combat works in the Uncharted games. Fuck you, Sully! Right.
God damn it. No, Sully, fuck! God. Would you shoot already?
For nothing.
But yeah, so I'm working through 2. I'm going to play 3 probably here starting tomorrow because I'm going to hop on 2 after we're done with the podcast.
Yep.
And then hopefully be on 4 in the next month or so.
Now, is the Nathan Drake collection only for the PS4?
Yeah, it's PS4 contains 1, 2, and 3. So.
God damn it! All right, which means I got to get the dual pack for the PS3 and then 3 by itself.
Or just get a PS4 and get the collection.
I know. I still have to have other stuff on the PS4 to get me to get it, though.
Okay.
There's Ratchet and Clank. There's Ratchet and Clank.
I'll make you a list.
Okay, make me a list. Fine. All right.
But that is gonna do it. I think we've actually kind of settled in on a day where we can record these. So these will be coming out a little more frequently now. So aside from all the shenanigans you've heard today, we do have finally a Twitter account.
Yay!
So follow us on Twitter at Cretins Guild. So we'll be talking on there, and we'll be spewing our verbal diarrhea at you.
And there was much rejoicing.
Yay!
And poop jokes.
Yay!
Yeah, go ahead, go on the Twitter. Tell us how wrong we are about Ghostbusters. Or right.
Oh, we could just go ahead and... Nah, never mind. No, shh. We'll just... Shh.
Yeah, let's just let the
Into the
Ghostbusters thing mellow.
Yeah, into the trunk with you.
That's it for this week.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys soon.